All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. Just a terrible football game this past Sunday afternoon against the Minnesota Vikings at home. They lost 3-0, and it's terrible. 0 points in any game. I don't care who's starting at quarterback. It literally does not matter to me. For the Raiders specifically, 72% of their cap is spent on the offense. You cannot be putting up 0 points. This upcoming offseason, I need an offensive coach. All right. I don't think Aidan O'Connell is that dude, but what I do think he is, I think he's perfect for a backup quarterback role after taking a QB, hopefully, in the first round for this team this upcoming season. The play calling certainly did not help. A couple of wide receiver drops out there as well. The offensive line wasn't holding up very well. Just not a good game at all offensively. The good news for the Las Vegas Raiders is actually, their defense is doing a phenomenal job this season. They are the real deal. Max Crosby's been on a mission all season. But here's the thing. They are currently the 9th best defense in the league. So there's something definitely there. I do think Antonio Pierce's time as the next year's head coach, I think that has sailed. I wish him the best of luck. I think he is a phenomenal leader of men, but I do think the Raiders this upcoming season need to go in an offensive direction. All right, I cannot have my team scoring 0 points in any way, shape, or form. So obviously tonight we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Raiders fans, if we could try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So let's actually talk about the good news, which is the defense. Josh Dobbs, first off, the dude did not have a completion until the second quarter. He ended up getting benched, and just in general, the Raiders defense did such a good job. All right, they only gave up 231 yards of offense. Kevin O'Connell is a phenomenal play caller. He's a phenomenal offensive mind, and this Raiders defense was all over the place. All right, Robert Spillane with 2 sacks. Tyree Wilson got moved to the interior, where it's just perfect. Like, Tyree Wilson just had the best game of his young NFL career, and he was perfect. Now, statistically, it wasn't anything too crazy, but it was still a good defensive statistical game. 1 total sack. However, if you watched that game, the dude just was a force to be reckoned with. All right, I think interior defensive line is perfect for him, especially with his bulldozing ability. He's got so much raw talent. He's so young. He's only 23 years old, but there's just so much raw talent there. I am now very excited about the future of Tyree Wilson now that he is on the interior. So expect to see that a lot more for the course of the rest of the season. Max Crosby, literally everywhere last Sunday. He was everywhere. 10 total tackles, 2 sacks. He now has 13.5 sacks on the season. And there's still 4 games left to be played. Folks, this defense, seriously, is the real deal. After losing or cutting Marcus Peters, Amik Robertson, now the #1 cornerback on the team, and he did phenomenal. 87.6 PFF grade. So, folks, this defense, they're legit, all right? So, for me, it just comes down to offense, for this upcoming offseason, rather. Aidan O'Connell, 171 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, like we mentioned earlier on in the video. The play calling certainly didn't help. It kind of actually reminded me awfully of Josh McDaniels' play calling from that 1.5-year run that he had. There were a couple of wide receiver drops out there. But what's crazy is, Derek Carr was not a mobile QB. Aidan O'Connell is somehow not even mobile, or that's not the word I'm looking for, but he's not mobile. All right. And I don't think that the Raiders necessarily need this crazy dual threat quarterback. But what I do want is I want a quarterback who can make big time plays. And I think Aidan O'Connell, like we mentioned earlier on in the video, and he's had some really solid games. The last 4 games of the season, the last month of the season, I think will tell me a little bit more about Aidan, because patience is important. He's a rookie QB. Expectations were very low in general, and it's nothing against Aidan. I just don't think he's the guy that the Raiders should have as their long-term starting quarterback. All right, for me, I mean, they're currently, I believe, the 11th projected pick. I do think that will change because they've got a difficult 4-game stretch here. And I hope, I actually, I hate to say this, I actually hope the Raiders don't win a game for the rest of the season. All right, I think 5-12. I think you will have a pick somewhere between 5-7, and they will be able to go out there and get hopefully a superstar QB. But this offense, man, there's so much frustration. Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I would imagine this is Josh Jacobs' last season with this team. 13 carries, only 34 yards. Zamir White, I would actually probably cut him immediately once the offseason begins, which really sucks, but that's the running back position. All right, that's just the NFL, man. You got to produce, and I have not seen that from Josh Jacobs nor Zamir White all season, actually. Wide receiver-wise is interesting because you can tell the frustration of actually everybody involved. Like even Antonio Pierce was frustrated, Aiden O'Connell was frustrated, but Davante Adams especially. And when I have players like Davante Adams, i.e. one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League, I need to keep this dude happy. And I need to get a good star quarterback around him so that he continues to want to play for the Las Vegas Raiders. 7 catches, 53 yards, 0 points though. Hunter Renfrow, I think his tenure with Las Vegas, I'm actually kind of surprised it lasted all season. I would imagine that's done after this year. 3 catches, 46 yards. He did have a beautiful 38-yard route, but that fumble was detrimental. And it's just not the same third and Renfrow that we have seen in the past couple of seasons, whether that's due to quarterback play, whether that's due to just scheme, whatever it is, injuries, whatever it is. I just think his time has come to an end as a Las Vegas Raider. The good news is I still have Davante Adams and I still have Jacoby Myers. Michael Mayer, intriguing young tight end. He had a brutal drop this past Sunday, but it is what it is. I'm still very bullish on his future for this team and his future in the National Football League, but it's clear, man, you have 72% of the cap on offense and you just scored 0 points. And it's weird because they're coming off a week where they hung in there with the Kansas City Chiefs. Right before their bye week, they hung in there. Aiden didn't look bad against Kansas City. Aiden didn't look bad against Miami. I just want more pop. I want more zip. And I also fully anticipate the Raiders this offseason, whether it's both through the draft and free agency, trades even, I highly expect them to go into speed because this team just needs to be faster. There needs to be just more speed in general. All right. Trey Tucker hasn't quite worked out to how I thought he was going to work out. However, I'm still going to keep him in my back pocket. These are young football players. He's still a rookie. So the Raiders certainly have some things that they need to address in this offseason. But I got to say, man, that defense, they're the real deal. And there is certainly something there, and they are not going to full-scale rebuild. They just need a quarterback. This team just needs a quarterback and an offensive coach, all right? So that's it for tonight. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But Raiders fans, let me know a couple of things down below. Let me know your thoughts on this video and the future of the Raiders. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.